Lawmakers in Congress are expressing outrage over the scandals at the GSA and the embarrassing reports of misconduct also by Secret Service agents who went ahead of the president's trip, advancing that to Colombia. Congressman Blake Farenthold is a Republican from Texas and serves on the Government Oversight Committee, which is going to be holding a hearing on the GSA scandal in just a few minutes. Thanks so much for joining us, giving us this preview. What do you believe you can unearth about how this happened at the GSA? Because it's really been pretty shocking to people in both parties.
Well, we've got to look into how it happened, why it happened, and make it happen again. My concern is we've got a culture in some parts of this government of let's just spend it. It's not our money. And that's not the way we need to be thinking when we're up here in Congress struggling to find ways to save the taxpayers' money.
I mean, what were they thinking with this Las Vegas resort? And do you think that this was an isolated incident, or they have other conferences and other expenditures that were as really inappropriate as this?
Well, the Government Oversight and Reform Committee, Chairman Issa has sent a letter to all the agency heads asking them for expense reports for all of their Congresses back through 2005. We're going to look and see if this is a systemic problem or if it's an isolated incident in just one or two agencies.
And let's talk about the Secret Service situation. I have to tell you that I've covered a lot of White Houses, and they are the elite, the la creme de la creme of the enforcement teams. They have that reputation deservedly. I've seen them from both the inside and the outside. So I think people were really shocked and saddened at the allegations, at least, if they are proved. What do you know about it, and what do you want to know about it?
Well, again, I think it's a question of, are we developing a culture within the government that values and dollars don't matter anymore? The risk associated with this behavior of the Secret Service is unbelievable. Anybody who's watched a spy movie knows, you go in with the girls, you plant the bugs, you compromise the agents. What were these guys thinking?
And the Pentagon Press Secretary, Assistant Secretary George Little said today that he does not know how many of the military teams were actually involved. The initial number was reportedly 5 numbers. Do you know anything more about that?
We haven't been briefed on the numbers yet. Again, we're doing some investigation at the staff level on the Government Oversight and Reform Committee on that, and we're going to see if there needs to be a hearing specifically on the Secret Service. But our employees, our government employees, our men in uniform, our Secret Service, they're ambassadors of the United States when they are outside of this country, and you've just got to behave.
Well, it's clear. I mean, it could be that they didn't break any laws because prostitution is legal in parts of Colombia, but that's irrelevant to the larger question of their code of honor.
They certainly broke common sense. Common sense says you just don't do that.
Congressman, thanks so much. I know you've got to run to that hearing. Thanks for stopping by and giving us a preview.
My pleasure, Andrea.